So the RZR XP Turbo is finally here. This is the RZR I just bought on the internet for $5,000. I had it shipped here, so with fees and all that bull crap. I got about 7,000 into it so far. It's a 2020 XP Turbo, about 700 miles on it. I have no idea what's wrong with it. Plastics have a little bit more scuffs on it than I'd like. Front fascia has a little bit of scuffs on it. I'm wondering if they were rock crawling with this and they scraped it on some stuff. So the battery is dead, so I'm gonna throw a battery charger on it. They also had a snorkel kit on it of some sort. So I'm hoping that they didn't drown this thing, but we'll see. And I don't have brake pressure. So they were calling this mechanical issue. So that could be anything wrong with it, to be honest. So try to determine what the heck is wrong with this thing and why they salvaged it out. Seats are a little rough. You can tell it's been in the sun. This kind of, it's cracky. Stupid lug nuts on there, so I'll have to get some lug nuts for this thing. It's got 32-inch carnivores on it, so it's pretty cool, I guess. I'm wondering if they had a blow-off valve on this or something, because there's a hose right there on the turbo. Probably you guys can't see it, but it's missing something. I'm gonna go look at my dad's turbo and see what's there. I'm guessing it might be an aftermarket blow-off valve. I think it's got a blown piston. Well, as you just heard, it's got a clunk. I think we got a blown piston or rod. We're doing some engine work on it. Got the roll cage off, not a big deal. All this is gonna have to come off to get to the engine. That's why your repair bills cost so much. Yeah, that Polaris is broke, that Polaris is broke, that Polaris is broke.
My Polaris won't start today.
Yeah. Should've got a Can-Am. You didn't see that. Alright, so as you can see, we got the head out. These valves are not supposed to be sticking out at all. So the valves are bent. This side seems to be fine, but I'm gonna replace them all. I still gotta inspect the head and make sure that the valve guides aren't bent either. This is just my opinion, but these lug nuts are really stupid. The damage is pretty substantial. So there's a piston, not supposed to be like that. There's a cylinder, not supposed to be like that. There's the crankcase, you're not supposed to see through that. What if it jumped time, which caused the piston to make contact with the valves, which the valves in turn blew up the rod, which blew the rod through the crank. Who knows, but that's a theory. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I know you can just buy a whole new engine for like something around like $4,000, or you can get used ones anyways too, for probably as much as that. I'm gonna see what parts are, and either way, I'm still gonna be fine. All right, so it is day 2. I figured some things out. I'm gonna be doing a complete rebuild with a warranty covering that. I can't send this engine in to get a core on it. So a lot of these rebuilt engines that I could probably buy and save some money on it, they're gonna charge me another $1,000 or something because I don't have an engine core that's usable. So I'm putting a brand new crank in, brand new crankcase, all new bearings, all new rods, all new pistons, all new valves, a whole new head, whole new cylinder, and I bought a kit, so that's kind of the plan. So I got all that ordered. So a whole rebuild kit or so is about $3,500 or so. So I'm currently rebuilding the engine right now. It's almost done. All right, so I got the engine in. Got most of the stuff hooked up. And either the battery's just kind of weak because it was completely dead when I got it, or I might be off time by one tooth, I'm not sure. Or both. So this is what it's doing. It's just, it hits a hard spot, and I think it's because it's out of time. Alright, so we got the valve cover off and we got it at top dead center. You take this gear off. We're gonna loosen up the timing chain and take this gear off and just rotate it one, and that should be it. It should be good to go. When I put this chain on earlier, it might have had a kink in it or something, and it was just off one too. It's my mistake. Not the first time I've done it, so.
Well, this is your first turbo, so.
It's the first turbo, but it's not my first RZR motor. Yeah.
Batteries.
Sounds better. I still think the battery's weak. So
I can't even.
Alright.
Oh, we just took. That was just.
Alright. Okay. Restart. So off a hunch, I swapped these two ignition coils because I had them apart when I took them apart, and I just kind of guessed which one went where. So I swapped them, and the timing is perfect. So let's see if she fires up.
Fingers crossed.
Come on, baby. That's the last thing.
Like, smart turbo, man.
Fired right off.
You gotta be kidding me.
Ah!
I'm so stupid and overlooked.
Sounds so dumb.
Hey, you rebuild a motor though.
I got her. She lives. She sounds good. Let's open the door so we don't die.
Love it, man.
That's how a turbo should sound. I don't have coolant in it, so I don't want to run it too long. She lives.
Time to send it.
Alright guys, so it's the next day after a frustrating night but successful night. We're back at it. At this point, I'm gonna add some water to it, and I'm gonna start cycling some heat cycles on it, and make sure that everything's running pretty good, and then we'll start putting the rest of the stuff back on it. So. Alright, so we got everything important on here, and we're gonna see how she runs now, and then we're gonna put the rest of the stuff back on it and hopefully send it tomorrow. So at this point, I'm just waiting on a couple more parts for the doors. When I bought these doors, they didn't give me the door hinges on them, and I didn't realize it. So I got door hinges coming for these doors. So those are gonna be on last. At this point now, it's time to figure out just some kind of odd and end stuff. I'm gonna put new brake pads on it, and for whatever reason, I don't have brake pressure. So I gotta bleed the brakes, I think. Just doing some final touches on that. I was kind of looking into new seats for this machine. Then I realized that these seats actually don't go to this RZR. A couple of you guys pointed that out.